The number 2 Republican in the House, that is Majority Leader Eric Cantor, will be on Wall Street today. He's hosting a roundtable with CEOs at the New York Stock Exchange. They'll be talking about the debt ceiling and, of course, the budget deficits. Congressman Cantor is on the floor of the NYSE this morning. Congressman, good morning and welcome. John Boehner, the House Speaker, had some tough talking to do last night about the debt ceiling and also about deficits. How do you reassure Wall Street that Republicans aren't going to take the battle over the debt ceiling too far?
The Speaker last night indicated our position on the debt limit, and that is we want to ensure that there are real cuts in the trillions to match any increase in our nation's debt ceiling. It's that simple. We believe it is as reckless to not affect real change than it is to not raise the debt limit. So we're trying to come together and find a way forward so that we can affect real cuts in the trillions, not just billions, as far as our nation's spending habits, in order to facilitate any increase in the debt ceiling.
Congressman, we understand how important that T word, trillions, is to you and to your party. But going back to what I was asking before, your meeting with representatives of the financial services industry and CEOs on Wall Street today, they want to be certain that the brinkmanship that is playing out in Washington right now isn't going to go so far, because it takes two parties to come up with a deal that it would put the U.S. credit rating in danger.
Again, and we are about in Washington trying to help further a discussion to see how we come to some kind of resolution on this issue. There is the ongoing Biden Commission on which I serve. We're meeting today to try and find ways to cut the kind of spending that Washington's been about over the last decade or more. And especially as we have seen spending rise over the last several years, that's got to stop. And what we've done is put our plan on the table. It is a plan to cut over $6 trillion in the next 10 years. And we're waiting to see what the Obama administration has as far as its position is concerned. We all know we've got a debt crisis, a fiscal train wreck occurring in this country. What our aim is to help resolve that so we can get back to a growth posture in this country and see more American jobs created.
Congressman, we have about a minute to go. You just mentioned the Biden Commission, of which you're a part. You expressed some skepticism about the prospects for those talks with the Vice President early on. Now that you've had more of an opportunity to sit down and participate, do you feel any more encouragement that you're going to come up with a deal acceptable to both parties?
You know, I am guarded in my optimism because there's a lot of hard work that needs to be done. And frankly, there needs to be an acceptance that we're going to have to do some tough things. I mean, America does not have the money to sustain the continued programs that are in place across the budget. And we are aiming to try and address all of the maladies in Washington, and there needs to be a lot of hard work over the next several months in order to affect the kind of change and reform that the American people are expecting us to do.
All right, Congressman, thank you so much for sharing with us your message, the one you'll be taking to Wall Street today. That is the House Majority Leader, Eric Cantor.